Welcome to the adventures. So this week we're going to go over a budget made for truckers that live in the semi. So if you don't know who we are Simple Livin, and we have been able to leverage being husband and wife team truck drivers to get us ahead financially and achieve some really big goals, including paying off our house and starting a business debt-free. The budget. So let's go over the first scenario, because a lot of people already have houses or apartment. So going all in seems a little bit crazy to people, right?
And that was the biggest struggle that we had when we first took the Dave Ramsey course, and he'll go over different, like whether you're a nerd or a free spirit. I'm a free spirit.
I'm over ultra mega nerd.
Ultra nerd. And when you come to doing a budget, you really both need to be on the same page. You may have different opinions, but you need to figure out what's best for the both of you in the long run. So that means somebody's going to have to compromise. And it may have to be both people compromise, but that working together helps you in other areas. 50% of all marriages today end in divorce, and 80% of those are because of money fights.
So there's lots of different things out there, including Dave Ramsey, and you can really find those principles. But living in a truck and adjusting to that, there's really not a whole lot of information out there. And last week he mentioned that you can really live for a whole lot less, and your household expenses are not very high while you're living in the truck, because you can pretty much just put your house in more of a winterized mode, where you're not keeping it as cold or as hot, you're not using as much electricity, different things like that. So that's really going to cut the cost savings. If you are on the road and you are only home for your reset, I do suggest probably cutting things like your cable and cut those bills as low as possible. And if you have extra things around the house that you're really not going to be using, go ahead and sell those. But when it comes to actually living in the truck and how much does it cost and how much money do you need to live in the truck on a weekly basis, and that's not including your mortgage or any of those bills at home. That's just for living in the truck and surviving in the truck.
Somewhere between $800 and $1,200 a month is basically all your necessities, like cell phone, life insurance, just a storage facility, so if you're living in the truck, so you got some place to keep your stuff at home.
$400 and $500 a month, you can really eat really good, and you can do cooking in the cab. If you are buying food at truck stops, I promise you're going to spend more than that, and that is absurd. Those are numbers that people never really think about. They kind of eat their money away. So that is cooking with really high quality food, organic. Talked to a bunch of the other couples that follow us and we've become friends with, and they said this pretty much lines up with them as well. And then, like he said, you have your cell phone bill, on average $100 to $150 a month, depending on life insurance. Why life insurance is so important when you're husband and wife team truck driver, because the truck and running as a team depends on both of us. So if something were to happen to one of us, then our career, our job, everything comes to a screeching halt, and you're going to have to realign yourself and really take some time for yourself. So life insurance is really important to make sure that the other person can keep going and survive essentially without you being there. And then just pocket money for yourself. It's really important so that it makes you feel like you're not so trapped. We give each other both, we get $25 a week, so that's $200 a month that we each get ourselves, and we can spend it however we want. Like category for entertainment, so that way if you're home on the weekend and you want to go out, or maybe you're living in the truck full time, then you can get an Uber, you can Airbnb it for a night so you can get out of the truck. And let that be a sinking folder where you just have a folder somewhere where you just every month keep tucking that money away. Some months you might use it, some months you might not. So if you're able to really just like go all in and live in the truck, another thing, whether you're in it or not, is just making sure you're planning for the future. And that's the biggest purpose about trying to like leverage your money. That's going to be your retirement. So depending on your age, depends on how much you can put away each year and put it into your investments and your retirement. But that works out to be about $500 a month per person. So if you're a couple, $1,000 a month needs to be put aside and put into a retirement investment. So that way you can retire and you don't have to live in the truck forever, or just depending on the government to take care of you, because we all know it's probably not going to go well.
Probably not.
But all right, but if you really want to go all in, that means your monthly bills would only be between, if you're counting in your retirement, you're talking $1,800 to $2,300. If you want to go a little bit extreme, you say, I want to take a vacation, or I want to budget for a couple clothes, $2,500 a month at the cap, and the rest of it is going into a savings account to buy a house or whatever it may be. So if you're 30 and under, I highly recommend it, because if you do the math, do some quick calculations, both paychecks go into the account, in about 8 years, you will have $1 million in cash in your bank account and a retirement investment that will make you over $1 million. You'll be a multi-millionaire by living in a truck for 8 years by being all in.
A lot of people are going to the camper life, so to speak. I mean, this is not a whole lot different, except we're making pretty good money to see the same things they are. We don't get to go out and experience them, but if we see someplace we like, then once we get done with this and get in a good position, we can go see all those places too.
As much as we want. But all right, guys, so hopefully that helps break down the budget a little bit and helps you kind of see really how successful you can be by being husband and wife team truck driver, having all your money go into the same bank account. Now, if you're a single solo driver, you can still have a huge amount of success and really bank some money and really go big. It's just going to take a little bit longer, but that's okay. Get out there, enjoy the adventures, and stay safe. Bye.
Bye.